Good afternoon, beautiful people. Welcome to this week's Tuesday Tune Up. I'm Tia Christian, and I am so thankful to be here with you today, where we're going to talk about how to activate the power of your voice. And it's so much more simple, it's so much simpler than you think it is. And here we are, Tuesday Tune Up. What is this all about? This is your spot for spiritual and energetic tune ups, up leveling, and vibrational increases. Every week, I'm here to chat with you and give you tools so that you can go out into the world being grounded, feeling confident, and making decisions with unshakable confidence, as well as being boosted energetically. We talk a lot about being in connection with our five major senses and how that is really the foundation for everything. It is the foundation to be in connection with your inner wisdom, with your intuition, and it allows you a direct access to that voice from the divine. So if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button down below and do so that you know every week when we're going live. And as always, if you have any questions or as we're moving through today's conversation and energetic transmission, if you have anything that comes up for you that you'd like to share, please put a comment in the comments box down below. I love reading your comments. And even if you're catching this in the replay, I love coming back and being in conversation with you so that I can hear what's coming through for you. So we're going to start with 3 deep breaths to support us in grounding into the present moment and to bringing our physical being, our physical bodies into a place of relaxation, moving into a parasympathetic state, telling our nervous system whatever stress, anxiety, hurriedness has been going on up until this moment, whew, we're here now. We're ready to have a timeout and put everything else on hold. And then we'll go into the Reiki energy transmission. We'll see what wants to come through. Oftentimes, I get some messages that are wanting to come through in addition to what I have already received during the course of the week as I'm preparing for today. So let's go ahead and I invite you to close your eyes if you're able to do so safely and lean on back in your chair or the couch or let the cushions or whatever you might be lying upon really hold you, feeling your body begin to relax, knowing that all the things that you get to do today are on hold for this time that we're together. There won't be any phone calls, the emails are on hold, the text messages. Everything is just on pause so that you can take this time and have some self care and receive this energy. So, what we'll do is we'll breathe in as deep as we can through our nose. We'll hold that breath for a moment and then we'll exhale for a count of 4, and I'll guide you the whole way. So, let's go ahead and breathe that first breath in now through the nose as deep as we can. And hold that breath at the top and exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in again as deep as we can and holding at the top and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's breathe in together one more time. Holding and holding and holding that breath and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So again, keeping your eyes closed as this energy, this Reiki energy, which is already being transmitted to you. As soon as you join the live or the replay, the energy is being transmitted to you. So as I check in with what's coming up in the collective consciousness and what wants to come through today. And again, and this is not a surprise, safety, feelings of safety and heartache. And so allowing this Reiki energy to come through the central channel, which starts here up by the crown, runs right through your body, all the way down through your root, and supports all the different chakra points. But allowing this Reiki energy really to work with your heart chakra today to support healing in the heart space. There is so much going on in the world. There is so much hurt, heartache, strife, war. There's war happening, and uh, it impacts everyone, and it's impacting the collective consciousness, how we are all connected to each other from our consciousness, whether or not we understand that from the ego space, the conscious mind, probably understand it from our subconscious or another level of consciousness. And working with your solar plexus and your root today. The solar plexus is the place of your personal power, the power center, which I say the heart's the true power center. But our personal power really does sit with the solar plexus, which is just above your navel. I'm working on connecting that place of power with the heart energy so that when you tap into your power, it is fueled by your heart, by your love, by your healed and awakened heart. Moving down into the root chakra, really the root chakra is wanting a lot of attention today. There's a lot of anxiousness and fear out in the world. And if you don't consider yourself empathic or highly intuitive, that's okay, because you're still picking up on what's happening out in the Middle East and in different areas of even our own country. What happened in Texas this past weekend with an active shooter being at the Texas State Fair, and the emotions and the feelings and the anxiousness and the fear that came up for the thousands and thousands of people that were there. All that energy impacts us. That's why it's so important for us to be clearing our energy, receiving energy healings, tapping into our divine, unique gifts and bringing our wisdom out into the world. It's critical to support the light as it continues to grow, even in times when it feels like it's not. By clearing our energy and receiving these tune-ups, whatever other energy healing you might be receiving in life, allowing yourself to shift and your vibration to adjust so that you can go out into the world and sparkle and shine brightly. That lighthouse energy that you have that lives in your heart. It really does make a difference. And as the energy of Shambhala is taking its foothold, the prophecy of 1,000 years of peace. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, probably not. And everything that we do, all of the thoughts that we think, the ways that we respond to things, how we show up in this world, how we interact in our relationships, all impact that future being anchored right now. So giving a few moments here of silence for you to feel this energy moving through you, all around you, wrapping you in a beautiful blanket of sparkling Reiki energy, really being infused. There's a sweet scent of rose coming through. And if you're not smelling that, that's okay. Not everybody receives information through the sense of smell, although we can be in the practice of activating that sense. The sweetness And underneath that sweetness, there's a fierceness, and for me, it's Mother Mary coming through and wrapping us in her compassionate love. And Mother Mary is also fierce, fierce warrioress, holding the light, anchoring the light. If you think about who she was and continues to be as an ascended master, a master of light, and the role that she had in her physical life and all that she endured, of course, she would be fierce. And she is wrapping you. Let's give it a few moments here for you to connect with Mother Mary's energy and see what she may have to share with you today. And as Mother Mary's energy begins to depart and go back to source, if you'd like to share anything that was given to you or any message that was shared with you, we'd always love to hear it. So go ahead and put that in the chat right down below. And for me, what I received, I'll go first. What I received was beautiful imagery and messages of bringing people together, embracing everyone, and as if my arms had no limitations. And what that says to me is bringing my energy, my heart energy out to the entirety of the planet, and wrapping this entire planet and all the beings, the humans, the foliage and the animals and the elementals, and being that awakened heart light, being the source of light to cast my love outward, to bring little droplets of hope and inspiration, and to keep going, keep doing it. I am human. I do get those moments where I'm like, are the Tuesday tune-ups, are they helping people? Are they of the highest service to the light? Are they of the highest service to others? And, I have those questions that come up. And so I see this as just another little tap on the shoulder. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, my loves, you are welcome to continue to keep eyes closed as the Reiki energy will continue to transmit right through your central core as we continue our conversation. The number one way to activate the power of your voice. So I'm going to ask this question. I got lots of questions for you today. What do you think the number one way to activate your voice is? Go ahead and pop that in the chat. I'd love to hear what comes up for you. There's a lot of wisdom here in this world. So the number one way to activate your voice is pretty simple. Use it. Get to use your voice, no matter how scary it might be. So if you've been following me, if you follow me on social media, I did a live last week on Wednesday, just before I was due to be to show up virtually and give testimony in front of the Massachusetts legislature, House of Representatives, the Judiciary Committee, and some others around an omnibus financial bill that is up for vote tomorrow here in the state of Massachusetts. And a lot of that funding is due to support gun violence prevention. So I was testifying, giving testimony in support of that. And as I was getting ready to be on Zoom, as it was too complex for me to show up live and be in person at the State House, I got really nervous. I got really scared. I had a lot of stories coming up, and my heart was beating. And I've told my story about being a survivor, a thriver, following the Las Vegas mass shooting and creating a life of limitless possibilities, which is why I'm here with you every day to share with you and to support you in taking that pain and shifting it into power so you too can create a life of limitless possibilities and create your trauma-free dynasty, your trauma-free living legacy. So here I am getting ready and I was like, does my testimony, does my story matter? And that's where this all began. Of course it does. And it doesn't matter how nervous I am, if my heart's beating, my concern about, I had stories around safety. There are many, many people I know who are in the gun violence prevention movement who've received a variety of nasty messages and even death threats from people from opposing opposite sides of the view. I know it seems funny to say, but there's a lot of violence when we start talking about preventing gun violence that can happen in the conversation. And I got nervous about that. I got nervous about, I'm pretty out here. I show up. It's pretty easy to find out where I live, where I am. Am I safe? And I was like, whoa, time out, time out. I get to activate the power of my voice because I get to use my voice right now and not let any of these stories or any other person make me shy away from standing in my power. And so I'm here to share with you that, my love, that you are a powerful, divine, sovereign queen or king. 2 weeks ago, we spoke a lot about owning your sovereignty, owning your queendom or your kingdom, and stepping into that power and what it means to show up in that powerful way. And one of the number one ways to do that is to use your voice. So now you don't have to have experienced something as dramatic and tragic in life as I did. That's not necessary. We all have things that come up in our life, and they all impact us in a variety of ways. We all have had experiences. Maybe we've been at work or in our career or in our relationships at home with our partners, our husbands or wives or lovers, where we didn't say something. Maybe we were in a relationship that wasn't very healthy for us. I was in a relationship that was not healthy for me, and I was quiet for a very long time. This was when I was in my early 20s. It was very emotionally and psychologically abusive. I didn't speak up. I didn't own my voice until finally one day it just all opened up for me and I did. So owning your voice, the number one way to activate it is to use it. And that could be calling a friend and chatting about what's coming up for you. If you're somebody who shows up on social media, talking about it in social media, talking about it with your coach. Feel free to reach out to me and talk with me about what's coming up for you. That's why I'm here. You can reach me at tia@dreamsculptinginstitute.com or put a comment in the chat and let's be in conversation with one another and support one another with what's coming up for us so that we can support each other in using our voice and in activating the power of our voice. And we can't activate that power if we're not using it. When we are silent and we don't speak out loud what is coming up for us or what is important to us. And I don't mean yelling at another person or talking over another person or cutting other people off with your ideas. It gets to come from the heart space, and it can be fierce and compassionate and powerful from the heart space while allowing others to speak what they think to be true. And that's a practice. It's a practice to be in that. It's a practice to be in that space of, can I be in this conversation and not be judgmental or self-righteous? Because I certainly was having that conversation with myself last week. How can I sit here and listen to others who have differing views, who are incredibly, we'll call it passionate, and hear what they have to say And I learned a lot. And there were a number of points that I agreed with. I'm, st- I'm still in a position where I'm going to advocate for this bill because, in the long run, I see a larger picture of it bringing more light into people's lives. And that's my opinion. And that's my stand. If I hadn't spoken and if I had chosen not to show up, the power of my voice would have been deactivated. Here is a comment in the chat, so I want to read it because I've been chatting a lot already, and I want to hear what's coming up for you. Hi, Terry. Hello, love. First time listening to you. Kudos on the power of your voice. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for being here today. And as always, I love being in conversation with people and hearing what's coming up for you. And maybe a time when you stepped forward and used and activated the power of your voice that maybe was a little scary. Feel free to share if you're called to do so. And sometimes getting this throat chakra energy activated is a great way to start. And that can be done by putting on your favorite song and singing along as loud as you can, no matter where you are, in the car, in your house, out for a walk, and just letting the words flow and or humming or chanting. It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't matter if you know how to sing. Activating the space here in your throat chakra, a great way to do that is to activate the vocal cords. And just humming along, singing your favorite song is a great way to do that. So I would say this is again a 2-for-1 on how to activate the power of your voice. Use it. And to get it warmed up, warm up those vocal cords by humming or singing along to your favorite song and getting that energy moving around in that part of your energy body and in your physical body so that the energy can flow and be connected with your heart. All right, my loves. That is what was coming through this week and what I wanted to share with you and what I was being guided to share with you. And as always, please let me know if there's any way that I can support you. I would love to hear what came up for you today and if there are any shares. And while I'm waiting for any shares to come through, if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below so that you can know when I'm going live and we can be in connection and communication. And let's see what Terry has to say. Thanks, Terry. I stand up for me first. Yes, I'm so glad, Terry. Thank you for being courageous and saying that and standing up for you first. Music does help. It certainly is one of my go-tos. And as always, I am wishing you all, as we wrap up here today, a beautiful rest of your day. And if this segment, if this episode touched your heart, gave you some kind of inspiration, and you know someone in life who might be struggling, is just having a tough time, and this message would help them, would you please send them the link so that we can be in connection with that beautiful soul and support them in their journey? I'll see you here next Tuesday. I am loving you passionately. I'm so thankful to be here with you. And let's do this together. Mwah.